Yo, welcome back to another episode of the post game. I am your host, Davion, and I am joined by my boy Elijah,
Eli NYC.
my boy Freddie,
What's good?
and my boy Matt.
What up?
How we doing, y'all?
Pretty good, Can't complain.
We doing good.
Good.
No complaints over here. Life is good.
Yeah, it's week 9.
How about
y'all.
you? How about
I'm
you?
all right. I'm pretty good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm pretty good. But we are talking about week 9 this week. We're more than halfway through the season, man. I feel like it's going by so fast, hasn't it?
It's gonna be bittersweet when football's gone.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot more boring than we want it to be. But yeah, man, we're gonna probably get right into it and start with some trending topics. They're not many, but we have a couple to talk about. But the first trending topic we're gonna talk about is Michael Thomas, Saints star wide receiver, out for the remainder of the year after not playing a single snap this season after waiting until 1 week before the preseason to get ankle surgery. His rehab didn't go right to plan, causing him to be out for the rest of the season. Is this negligence on Michael Thomas or the coaching staff or what?
He's just a bum. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I've always thought Michael Thomas was good, but he's just his ego, man. Like once he started breaking those records and stuff, he just started doing whatever he wanted to do, and just like we have not seen a dominant Michael Thomas in over. I want to say 2 years.
I say
a year and a
Almost
half.
2 years. Almost a year and a half. Yeah.
Almost 2 years. We have not seen the dominant Michael Thomas. Plus, we don't even know how he can respond without having Drew Brees. So at this point, it's such a mystery of how he's going to be when he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, as the Saints fan in the group, it's like, once he got that check, he like did.
He bounced.
Zeke, he did what Zeke did, like he
bounced.
It just doesn't.
Not Zeke.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm about to say not Zeke, but yeah.
Come on now, Zeke bounced too. Get out of here.
No, he didn't.
Whatever.
What is up with you?
What's up with you and Zeke, right? What's your issue with him?
Everything.
Like Michael Thomas to me is worse than Zeke.
That's a fact.
Will not get on the field.
At least Zeke play.
He played by himself in the corner. Anyway, Michael Thomas being out for the rest of the season, I mean, it just adds more problems for the Saints. We're paying that man like $10 million a year or $15 a year to not play a single game, so it's disappointing to say the least. But that's one of the trending topics. And the second one we have OBJ was released by the Browns in the middle of at the end of last week. It is now 4:00 on the Tuesday, and he has went through the waivers. Now he is a free agent. Here's the question for y'all: what team will he sign for?
Packers.
Okay.
I think probably I think it'll be Green Bay
Or the Patriots.
New England's not bad. Low-key, I'm thinking like a dark horse team would be Buffalo would be sick.
Raiders, maybe.
But I think they like Beasley.
Yeah.
And
they like Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs. Yeah.
And Sanders a lot. Yep. So that's like a
and Knox too.
What about
Dawson Knox?
What about the Raiders, man? What about the Raiders?
They're in They're in a terrible.
They're not too good right now.
And they already just.
What more time?
Even they're not.
What?
They're two really different players.
What happened, Freddie?
Freddie, what'd you
they
say?
signed Deshaun Jackson. So
did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
When?
This was like a couple days ago.
Oh, well, I've just been off the internet, I guess. Huh. That's a good pickup for them, I think.
So, I mean, I don't see why they would go for Odell, even though Odell is better than Deshaun Jackson, but there's no point to them to sign him as well.
They probably just don't want to deal with the drama surrounding Odell. Even with the injuries as well. They just don't see the point, which I understand. I personally think he'll probably go to like y'all said, New England or Packers. I know the Saints had a hat in the ring for it, but I don't see us needing that. I mean, I just don't see us risking it signing him.
Yeah.
But I do.
Y'all don't need to sign him. Y'all need a quarterback for one.
I think our season's over. Do I think we're going to make the playoffs? Yes, but our season is still over.
Yeah.
Especially based off that performance yesterday. But we'll get into that. But yeah, man, I think over the next 24 hours, we'll see like where he goes, whether it's New England or Green Bay. I'm excited to see what happens. But
Our decision should go to Packers.
why?
With A-Rod. With A-Rod, at least A-Rod will look for him, and plus, we'll have. Well, really, it benefit me. That's why I want it.
But
I mean, he might as well.
But I could
take
also see him on the Patriots as well. So, and I have some good things to say about the Patriots when we get down to that point and talk about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he might as well just start going for a ring.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
So might as
Help
well
us
go to
out.
Green Bay.
Yeah, help us out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have one, right?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Yeah. So
But
all he
it's
needs is a ring.
Wait, whoa. All he needs is a ring for what?
I mean, he just needs a ring. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame. but
I'm gonna say, come on, chill out, man.
No. But I'm saying, really, his career,
Yeah.
towards the these past 3 seasons, there's just a lot of injuries and stuff. So it's I don't think we'll see that very dominant Odell anytime soon. But he'll still be good because if you line up him opposite of Devontae Adams, that's always going to be scary for a defense. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Green Bay to me makes the most sense. But I've also heard Seattle is very interested in him.
No, I don't think he should go to Seattle. The situation in Seattle in? No.
I think
I've
now
heard-
his number one is
Packers. It should be
is
Packers.
Green Bay.
Bay.
Yeah.
It is Green Bay. I'm pretty sure he came out. I
think he said
He
he
did.
won't. Yeah, I was about to say. I think he said something like.
Yeah.
He will like
his number one is
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay. But I'm telling you, don't be shocked if Seattle.
I've heard Seattle.
I'm
and
reading
San
it right now.
Francisco. Yeah.
Okay, so Pete Carroll said yesterday, asked if he would claim, OBJ, and he said he doesn't rule it out. And then the question was he said, yes, I didn't say yes, or no, I didn't say no. That's just because you'll see. So I mean, they have the 7.2 in cap space. The Saints don't, so I think that's why the Saints are out. But they have the 7.2 that they can just give Odell for the rest of the season. So we shall see what happens, man.
I mean, does it not really matter now because he's off the waivers and he can just sign to whoever the hell he wants?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so that's probably why people didn't want to go for him because it's just it's a big contract, not a bad contract. And with his injury last year, you never know how he can pan out for the rest of the year. But I think he's still a good receiver. So
wherever he signs, do you think he'll sign there next season?
It depends how they do.
Yeah.
And also his numbers, because I feel like if he goes there, they don't win anything, and he puts up very average numbers. I don't see him going back to that team unless it's possibly Green Bay, and they're like, hey, we get you a whole other year under the system and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to tell. I think Seattle and Green Bay are the two favorites out of everybody. It's gonna be one of those two teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get that. I do think though, if you add if you what was the thought in my head? I think if you look at OBJ, I think the situation that he wants for himself is how Antonio Brown is now for Tampa Bay. He wants to go to another team and be a star.
Right, and then plug right in and then possibly win a championship. Because I think if Antonio Brown wasn't there, Odell definitely would have gone to Tampa.
Oh, most likely, yeah.
Really?
Definitely. But because I've heard he always wanted to play with Brady. But again, who doesn't want to play with Brady? Then
I don't
as well.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna lie. I would mind under Tom Brady.
If I want to get a ring, I'll play for Brady.
Right. So I feel like if Antonio Brown wasn't there, they would have definitely signed Odell Beckham, and I think he'll definitely have. But also, I can definitely see Odell doing what happened with Antonio Brown. Put up decent numbers for the rest of the season, and then next season he just takes off.
Oh yeah, because Antonio's been almost perfect this season.
He's been good this season.
Right.
I think he's hurt right now though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna move out of trending topics and get into our first game of NFL Week number 9. Honestly, this Week 9 was just a complete week full of upsets. It was the most one of the most upsetting in quotations week I've almost ever seen in the NFL, with a lot of the top teams losing. But yeah, first game we're gonna get into is the Colts and the Jets on Thursday night. This was an interesting one right here. I think I'll start if I want me to. Carson Wentz, man, he's looked good for the past 2 to 4 games.
Boy, you said exactly what I was about to say.
I mean,
man, he been looking good.
Passing for 73%, 272, 3 touchdowns. I mean, those are good numbers. I think, for the most part, at the beginning of the season, why they started off so rough is because he was still battling injuries. He was trying to understand what the team needs for him and how that new play style was going to work out. But right now, I feel like he's looking really good and looking. I'm not going to say like it's MVP season, but
yeah, I'm about to say don't compare it yet.
But he's looking like one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
He's improved. He's improving.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still believe the Colts going to at least make it to the wild card.
I'm
still sticking with that.
Not with that defense.
It's kind of tough.
Yeah. They defense is not that bad. I they just toyed around with the Jets at the end.
Yeah, most of it was in trash time anyway.
I do got something to say though. Even though the Jets still a trash team, but for Mike White to go down and Josh Johnson to step up, he looked really good too. So especially against the Colts.
Yeah,
he had 300 yards.
And I think that's the problem. When you look at the Colts and say are they still are they a team that you should be looking for? No, because they gave 30 to a third string quarterback from Ole Miss. Rookie quarterback from Ole Miss. There's not. That's not good for them. And so I think for the Colts, their offense is currently clicking because Jonathan Taylor had another really good game, 12 carries, 172, 2 touchdowns, averaging 9.1 yards per carry. That's big in the league if you can get that going and get that offense going.
But I have a question though. We're not finna slap on what you said. You was talking about how Colts letting Jets score 30 on them, but you got to remember the Jets beat the Bengals and the Titans, one of the best. Well, Bengals I don't got nothing so much to say. They looking like they on the downfall, but the Titans Titans is a good team and they lost to them. So, and they put up 27 points against them. So
okay, so if you really want to base it off, your question, I don't really get the question, but I'm going to say Jets scored 30 points in trash time. There was 3 minutes left in the quarter, and it was 42-10. In the third quarter, it was 42-10. So I think you can't really base most of that off. You can't really judge most of those stats because the score just no one cared about that.
It was a blowout already, so it was just they gave up.
Yeah, sure. The
game was over by the first half, anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
It was over.
It was 21-10 going into halftime. So it's what?
28-10, not 21.
Oh, 28. I apologize. Yeah. So I think ultimately,
and Indiana was still doing good. It was 40. It was 42-10, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was 42-10.
Third
3
quarter.
minutes. That's
Third
what
quarter
I said. Yeah. 32-10. And do we think the Colts can be a serious team at one point or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. Why?
And which one is looking good? The defense is starting to improve a little bit more. They clicking. The offense is clicking now. So
for sure.
I feel like they can start if they have games like this with different team next team they play, they can make it to the wild card. Like I said,
what's
keep doing good? The offense keep clicking. Defense picking up.
Yeah,
they can make it to the wild card.
What's holding them back? I have an answer.
Well, let
I
me
don't know.
add.
I don't know what's holding them back. I can say like last quarter. I guess because like if you think about it, like every game they play, it's always close games until fourth quarter. They just, I guess, like fourth quarter is like they downfall. You could say, like their defense don't show up and they don't also score or do anything offense wise.
I mean, but if you're up big in the fourth quarter, like this game, it's trash time. No one really cares. But Freddie, what was your answer?
Well, I have something to add on about the Colts and the playoffs and stuff because I didn't really get to say it, but I don't even think the Colts are going to make the playoffs because nothing against their team, but if you look at all the teams in the AFC, they're not going to make it past. Like literally the whole Ravens division could possibly make the playoffs. The whole Chiefs division could make the playoffs. And then you got New England, Buffalo, and then you got the Titans in their own division. Like, to me, there's just so many good teams in the AFC that's the only reason that's going to hold them back from possibly even making a playoff push.
Completely
and
agree.
I agree. That's the only thing that's really holding them back. But, like, rest of their, like, season, they have, like, what? The Bills, the Patriots, and Cardinals. And the Raiders, those like 4 games they need to win if they want to make it to the wild card.
They will lose all 4 of those games.
Wait, what teams were they again? I'm sorry.
Colts, Cardinals, Raiders, and Bills. He said, I think.
Raiders,
Cardinals, Patriots, Bills, Bucks. Dang, and they got a lot of tough teams.
They'll lose every game.
If you said they'll most definitely lose all those games.
Yeah.
So, and they're already like 3-5, right?
No,
like
4 and 5.
They're 4 and 5.
4 and 5, yeah. To me, it's not looking too good for them. No disrespect to the team, but it's just I don't see it.
Maybe not this year.
Yeah. So I got a question. So Matt, listening to that, how serious are like the Colts in the future?
I mean, I still think they can be good, like a really good team. I mean, injuries kind of hurt them this year to start off because you lost Quinn Nelson early. And, he's back now, which is good. Fix up the secondary a little bit is probably their weakness.
Yeah.
I mean, their D-line's insane. I think their D-line's like really, really good. The receiving core is all right. Pittman's been looking really, really good though.
Agree.
Taylor's just playing out of his mind right now. Wentz has had like a bounce back year. I think they can be good in the future. But I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year because that's hard.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good AFC teams this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's close. It's close with a lot of like AFC teams too.
Yeah, I mean, the whole division of like the Bengals, Browns, Steelers, and Raiders, they're all 5-2 or 5-3 or 5-4 because of the bye weeks and stuff. Yeah. So it's like that's all. They're all 5-win teams. 5-win teams, and it's like, what's gonna happen come 5-6 weeks from now? Like usually like in the NFL, like those last 2 games or sometimes those last 2 weeks are kind of irrelevant. But I think it's going to go down to week 18 this year. And
not for them. They got to, like, step it up.
I think the coach – I think, like, you listing off, like, those 5 teams that they have to play, they'll lose all 5 of those games. I think they'll probably –
we can't say that, though, because it's a –
Who do they play again?
Here, I'll read it out right now.
Football is more unpredictable because it's a lot of teams that we said or teams that we think that should have, like, won and it been close games or it been, like – upsets.
Okay, so, listen. They got Jacksonville twice. They have the Bills. They have the Bucks. That's 2 L's. They have Houston. That's a win. They have New England.
That can go either way.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
New England can go either way.
The way
New England.
Listen, the way New England.
Your predictions is so bizarre to me sometimes. But I'm gonna let you keep going. Keep thinking. Keep going.
The way New England are playing right now, I think that's a win for New England. They got the Cardinals. Raiders, and then the last game of the season will be Jacksonville. Like I
They
said,
can beat the Raiders.
They could possibly beat the Raiders. The Raiders have gone.
They could definitely probably beat the Raiders.
The Raiders are a mess right now.
this is true. Yes, I mean,
so that's what I'm saying. It's very unpredictable.
You say the Browns was one of those teams too?
No, Browns is not up there.
No,
Browns isn't up there.
It's Bills, Bucks, Patriots, Cardinals. Those are 4 L's, I think, right there. At least.
Yep, that's the only thing holding them back. Like they have a good team. It's just
and they honestly like this. The rest of the schedule is hard. I mean, they got Jacksonville twice. That's 2 wins. I would expect because y'all are saying the Colts are such a really good team. I'm not saying.
Honestly,
wait.
I'm not saying that they're a really good team, but they're not a bad team.
I don't want to sit here and say that I'm trashing the Colts as well. I think they're a good team too. I'm just saying that I think they'll lose to the Raiders.
Okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Jacksonville.
I mean, not Raiders.
No.
Really, Freddie. Why?
If Jacksonville plays how they played against the Bills, yes, the Bills looked bad. But if they play how they played, I think I can see them beat the Colts.
Twice?
Not twice.
Okay.
I know they might beat them at least once.
So they got Jacksonville this next week coming up, Freddie.
Let's see. Next week,
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Jacksonville, to me, they're looking better than they looked at the beginning of the season, in my opinion. But
we'll get to the prediction when we get to predictions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, it's to round off that first game. We said nothing about the Jets.
Well, what is there to say?
I mean, there's nothing to really say about them.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't even watch the game. So.
It's sad to say.
Just unlucky at this point for the Jets.
They have their defense is still awful. Like I don't get it. Like apparently they have one of the best passing defenses, but they have the worst run defense in the whole league.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know. And their offense is banged up too.
Yeah, I mean this Jets team is hurting right now. Let's just be real. But yeah, I think their season's over ultimately.
Oh yeah.
Jets. But
yeah,
that's it for Thursday Night Football. It was an interesting game to say the least. I think the Colts,
bad Thursday night.
I think the Colts played really well, and so that covers all the bases for that game. Next game we're gonna talk about is the Saints versus the Falcons.
You want to talk about that?
Do I want to talk about it? Y'all can start.
Want other people to talk.
Y'all can start.
All I saw was a lot of the Saints receivers just couldn't catch a ball.
This is very true. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line for today's video. I mean, like I've said all season, the Saints offense is just dull, just a shell of itself that it's been in the past. I know we have a backup quarterback, but it's just pathetic. I'm just sick of seeing what we scored. How many points?
25.
Y'all didn't score until fourth quarter. Y'all didn't score the whole. Well, I got something to say.
I'm
gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah, y'all didn't score that whole first half, by the way.
Yeah, no, and so it's ridiculous that the Saints offense is so dull that we don't score an entire first half, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And so, with me, I personally feel our defense. That's the biggest blame for this week.
Oh yeah. Can I say something though?
Hold on, I'm almost done because I know once you start, you're not going to stop.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do you want the Saints or you want the Falcons first? Because I got.
Let me finish real quick. So like I said, our defense was the worst that we've played all season, which just shouldn't happen against the Falcons. I think Matt Ryan dotted us up the entire game. He had one of the games of the season for him, going 23 for 30, which is 76%, 343, 2 passing touchdowns. It's that. I mean, he was just in his bag, and he did a really good job. But yeah, all in all, pathetic Saints offense, pathetic Saints defense. Nothing was flowing the right way. We put up 0 points we put 0 points up in the first half, 0.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Do you want the Saints or you want the Falcons first? What you want first? Before I get to torturing your team, Davion.
You do you.
All right. Well, let me start off with the Saints. You pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. Y'all just terrible. Just terrible. Especially on the defense. Like y'all looked like a bunch of just youth football players playing out there on the defense. Y'all couldn't do nothing. Like the whole first half was just terrible. Couldn't get a point on the board.
Right.
Falcons was stopping y'all.
I mean, I wouldn't sit here and say that our Saints defense is just terrible. I mean, we shut down Tom Brady last week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but y'all couldn't shut down the Falcons.
Let me finish. We shut down Aaron Rodgers week 1. We shut down Mac Jones. We shut down all these other quarterbacks. I mean, we're not terrible. We just had a bad game. And for 2, it's a division game. We all know that division games aren't regular games in the NFL. Like they are a different breed. And so I wouldn't sit here and trash the Saints that bad.
I'll trash y'all this game. I'm definitely gonna trash y'all this game.
All right.
I just played bad. And then y'all just not that offensive team that y'all used to be the past 2 years ago. Y'all just not. I don't know if it's the quarterback. I don't know what it is. It's just not good. I don't know what it is.
So question, Freddie. Freddie.
What's up?
So do you think if the Saints had Michael Thomas and another B-list receiver, do you think we'd be better? What's Trevor Siemian right now as quarterback?
I think the offense would be a lot better because the main problem is at the receiver position because defenses aren't scared of Marcus Callaway. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And Kenny Stills from not even that he had a prime, but Kenny Stills.
When he was with the Saints and we were rolling on offense, that's when his prime was. Yes.
Not even that. Teams are just not scared of the Saints offense team no more. The offense is just not how they used to be. Nobody's not scared of them. Now it's just we playing the Saints. Oh well.
Because they can't push the field with their receivers. And teams figured that out. They're not going to throw it to these receivers. They're just going to dump it off to Kamara. So they're on that. And then they okay, our number one thing is to just stop Kamara. Then once you stop Kamara, then they have to throw it to these no-name receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. The main problem is, the quarterback is a problem for them, I will admit. But it's more the receivers. They have no threat at the receiver position. Yeah. And when was the last time that happened with the Saints? Usually they would at least have somebody that could do something. But these guys aren't. They're just not.
People used to be scared to play them, especially because of their offense.
That offense Garrett would at least put up 25, 30 points a game.
At least
that's how their offense 30. Was. Now you're lucky if they even put up 15,
or even 20, or even 20.
Right. So, but even though we all know it's the Kamara show, it's just teams are realizing that, and they're just let's just stop Kamara and then try to make them throw it to these receivers that can't catch a cold.
All right.
That's true. It's always so funny.
Yeah, I got to give it up for the Falcons, though.
Yeah.
They look good.
Falcons, Ryan look like the old Ryan. That's what I like to see. He's on the dots out there.
Not that I like to see because I absolutely can't stand. But he looked less of a bum. He looked less of a bum last game than he did the week before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do want to point out something. This probably might be a bold prediction, but now that the Falcons play the Saints and they might have they have another game to play against the Saints. If the Falcons, that South Division is between the Falcons and the Saints now. Panthers, y'all out of the question. Y'all done for it. Yeah, y'all trash. But with the Falcons, I don't know. The Falcons might secure that number 2 spot or might make it to the wild card too.
Listen here. I'm going to stop you here right now. First of all, everybody and they mama's know the division is Tampa's division. Let's be real.
Oh, of course. That's why I didn't say. I'm talking about the 2 spot. I don't care
two
about
spot.
the number 1. I already know Bucks got that.
Right.
I think the 2 spot is a
of all,
guaranteed playoff game. By the way,
Sorry, you said the what?
The 2 spot and then
definitely
NFC
going to be a
South
playoff game between
it's a
y'all two.
guaranteed playoff game.
Yeah, I definitely need to win that game.
But let me look. But second of all, the Panthers might be trash, but if I'm not forgetting, they beat both of those teams.
Uh-oh.
So if it's between the 3 of them,
I never said anything about it.
I have the Panthers because even though the Panthers suck, those teams suck even more against the Panthers.
That is true now.
Come on, Freddie. If you really want to sit here and play bases off of the Saints loss, that's a fluke, and you know it. For one,
I wouldn't explain. I wouldn't say it's a fluke.
It's a fluke. Come on, Freddie.
Because the
I
Panthers
got something to say.
is
I got something to say on that.
Yeah,
that's true. I got something to say on that though.
Trash. Hold on. Let me finish it. I will admit the Panthers' offense is trash, but y'all can't deny that the Panthers have a top defense in the NFL. Y'all can't deny it.
I don't know where it's at. They didn't show up for work yesterday.
What do you mean?
They show up for work yesterday?
Yes, they did. Wait. I was going to say something about that
game
game, too. Panthers did do good on defense. It's just that they all
They've been doing
bad. Their offense was bad. Mac Jones fumbled once or twice?
He fumbled and threw an interception.
And threw a pick. Yeah, what are you talking about? They was getting stopped. They was pressuring them.
All right.
They only won that game due to Panthers' offense.
And the only reason they put up 24 was because the Panthers' defense was on the field the whole game. And one of the touchdowns was a pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers' defense, let's not forget.
Wait. Hold on, man. Yeah. We are still talking about the Falcons and the Saints. We're not talking about them yet.
We didn't even get to that game yet. But
okay. We'll wait then. We'll wait.
Well, anyway.
But I don't got nothing else to say.
Matt, you got something
on this game? I said the Falcons.
On this game, not really. I mean, it was just a good upset for Atlanta. I mean, especially with no Ridley.
Yeah. OBJ Atlanta.
And again, what?
OBJ Atlanta?
No.
He wants to win. So
he might get the ball a lot, but he wants to win.
Now, this division, those 3 teams, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina, is a toss-up. Now it's like favoring New Orleans, obviously. But this division can go either way for that second spot because you never know what can happen. But still, I don't think. Yeah,
even though the Panthers suck. They can go on and run him because that last playoff spot in the NFC, it's up for grabs. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right now, Atlanta's in there, and Atlanta's not even a good football team. They just played really well against the Saints.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we all got to remember these are division games. Like these games aren't supposed to be easy games for anybody.
Falcons are doing better than the Seahawks and 49ers.
But they are the biggest games of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And so they all are going to be toss-up. They will never all be one-sided. But that's neither here nor there. Going to move on from that game because, can't sit here and talk about the Saints and Falcons all day. We're going to move on into the Broncos and the Cowboys. Another upset for this week.
Just a bad game for the Cowboys. That's all it was.
They couldn't stop the run.
They couldn't stop anything.
They couldn't stop Casper if he was playing.
I got something to say, too. Well, now, for that game, the Broncos, they pretty much trying to put up a fight. They're trying to show that, their season's not over. It's not.
They're showing us they're a playoff team.
Their defense is still good, not that bad. Teddy, he's all right. He's been playing pretty decent.
Teddy
he played decent against the Cowboys.
He had a good game.
He played pretty decent. 67% completion, 1 touchdown. That's good. It's not impressive. It was really a running game, though. They ran through the Cowboys defense. Cowboys defense was just.
It's funny looking at that division, the AFC West, because they're like we said earlier, Chargers are 5-3, Raiders are 5-3, Chiefs are 5-4, Broncos are 5-4. So all 4 of those teams.
It's a fighting game. They fighting.
Every game is going to really count in this division.
Yeah.
But saying that, I think looking at this like Cowboys team, because that's where I'm gonna really put my my heart at. Cowboys literally didn't score a single point until like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like what?
Yep.
Like how?
Yeah.
Like here's a question I'm gonna post. How does this offense and this defense, let's be real, allow 37 points? I mean 27 points by the Broncos. And how does this offense score 0 points through 3 quarters?
I was just saying it was just a bad game for them.
Let me grab this one. Let me grab this one.
Go ahead,
for a
Freddie.
second.
Every team has bad games. It was just
let me grab this one for a second. Yeah, it was a bad game. And
that's all
that
it was.
didn't look too well. But one of the most underrated things in that game that a lot of people don't realize, the Cowboys' left tackle was out. To me, yeah, okay, it's an O-lineman or whatever. But to me, that was a huge loss. Because for them, they like to run.
Yeah.
They like to run the ball on that left side all the time. And if you don't have a certain player in order for how it usually works, then the whole offense is just different. Like you can't I watched a few, not a lot of the game, but like I noticed the offensive line wasn't as dominant as they were on that run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like usually they ran the ball, they would at least get 5 yards or something. Last game they were just getting the D-line was being more physical than the offensive line was, and to me that's a huge reason why that Dak looked off. The whole offense looked out of sync off of just one key player being out, and that's their left tackle.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's funny
but you also got to give kudos to the Broncos because they like actually stopped like the Cowboys. Like to me, Cowboys got one of the best receiving core, and like for them to stop CD Lamb and Amari Cooper,
they both dropped the ball out yesterday too, though.
That whole game,
and that's the thing. Like Denver, they have a top secondary, so
they do.
So Dallas not being able to run the ball, they had to keep throwing the ball on that top secondary. Like if they had Tyron Smith, it would have been a heavy dose of the run game, in my opinion.
Zeke was
not having that.
Yeah, a couple things real quick though. Zeke had 55 yards. You know, y'all's boy had 55 yards rushing yesterday. And none receiving as well. Just saying. But Cowboys, here's a notable
let's point that out if you want to talk about it.
But here's a notable thing to mention.
They barely ran the ball like that. Cowboys was like Freddie said, like they was missing one of their players on their O-line, so they were mostly just throwing it.
But here's a notable thing as well to mention. Like Cowboys turned the ball over on 4th down 3 times that game. So they pretty much gave good field position to Denver 3 times in the entire game. And so that like leads to points.
Right.
But yeah, like y'all said, like you have to give the credit to the Broncos defense for stepping up big time, and you also have to give the Broncos offense for capitalizing on that defense working out. And so and Dak just didn't have a good game at all.
He did.
Let's just be real.
He looked bad.
He missed a couple balls. He threw a pick late. He just didn't look good whatsoever. Also, like here's a funny question. Do we think the Broncos is like, they just came in and beat a relatively high-powered offense of the Cowboys? Do we think the Broncos are a team that can win that division, their division?
It's so hard because it's the Chargers, Raiders,
Chiefs,
and Broncos.
It's so crazy because honestly, out of all those teams, I just think the Raiders are out of winning the division because you know how all that stuff that's happened to them.
Yeah.
And to me, it's between the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. That's just how I see it.
I would think the Chargers would win that.
Yep. I think
I don't know.
Chiefs.
Are we going to get this week's Chargers or are we going to get last week's Chargers? That's the thing that's throwing me off with it.
I got Chargers.
The Chiefs, their offense is looking very average, and their defense is looking terrible. So it's like the Chiefs, I don't know. And then Denver, to me, right now, they're looking strong. Their defense is looking top tier, and their offense is, just Teddy is doing what Teddy is good for. He's a great game manager. That's all they need from him. And then if they need him to make big time throws, he can make them.
But let's be honest. Well, I'm not going to even get there, but I am going to point that out. Chiefs, I don't even think they're going to make it due to like how they scheduling is, and then plus they should never won against the Packers. We had Jordan Love; he's a bum.
Get
We
out
get
of
to that when we
here with
talk
that
about it.
bum
But
excuse. Get out.
and it's not a bum
Whatever,
excuse; it's a
man.
fact.
Whatever.
It's a
Here.
fact. I
Whatever.
can't wait till we get
We'll
to
hit
that
on
game.
it.
No, I do
We're not
want to say
talking
this:
about it yet. You're
Chargers going to win
crying.
that division.
Stop crying.
Hands down, Chargers going to win that. But y'all lost too, and y'all bum too. So shut up.
Here.
But
We'll talk about it.
Chargers going to win that division.
And it's just I want to say the Chargers are going to win it, but like we can't ignore the fact that they looked really good this past game, but they played the Eagles and won by 3. Like we can't get past. I can't get past that, my opinion. And then the weeks before, they looked terrible. They didn't look like a playoff team.
I think that
past few weeks.
And I think
So
for the Chargers, I think you blame their defense. I think it's
the run game.
Yeah, and I think it's a whole other situation like Kansas City have. It's like their offense has to be on the field so much where they start to make these small mistakes, but they turn into big mistakes. And like what their defense can't really play, like stop the Eagles from scoring 24 points. It's going to be hard for the offense of the Chargers to put up points, but they did, and they won the game. But Also, let's just wrap up Dallas real quick. Listen, I think Cowboys are okay. Before we move on from Dallas, there's one more question. Let's make it real quick. Is the Dallas being 6-2 a fluke, or is that a good placing for them?
That's just a game that they needed to lose. Got humble a little bit.
Yeah, it's not like they lost to a terrible football team. They lost to the Broncos. That's really good. Like, so to me, like, they lose. It sucked, but like they'll bounce back from it. Like
they're still a good team.
They're still a good team, and I wouldn't be worried because they're still in the Is it the NFC East, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The NFC
Is the worst, which is the worst so far. So.
The worst division in the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but moving on to another game. The Patriots and the Packers. I mean, and the Panthers. I'll let y'all.
We let y'all talk before I get started.
I got it. I will say. Listen, the score it was 24-6, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I think it was 7-6, right?
Yeah.
All I can really say is the main problem with the Carolina Panthers as a football team is that offense. Yep. Your key positions that you need to do good are terrible. Your offensive line play and quarterback play. That is their weakest link on offense. And when the past 3 games have shown how terrible that offense is. The Carolina Panthers as a team in the past 3 games, they've put up a grand total of 1 touchdown in 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that as an offense? That means it's either really bad play calling or really bad offensive play. And I think it's a little bit of both.
I agree.
Like sometimes Joe Brady, some of the plays he be calling, I'm just like, what are you doing? And then Sam Darnold, and you got Sam Darnold playing like he's on the Jets. Like he's statistically speaking right now, his numbers are worse than he was on the Jets last year all season.
Yes.
So to me, I think it's time it's that Sam Darnold experiment. It's done. Like it's time to move on from it. But at this point, they're probably just going to ride it out, let him start for the rest of the season, and then invest in a new QB because he is not the answer at all.
Okay, so before Elijah goes,
he said everything I wanted to say. I'm proud of you, Freddie.
I got a couple of. Wait, you got something, Matt?
Let's see.
Because I got a couple questions real quick.
Yeah, I agree with I agree with Freddie, and like I feel like most of the play calling is just like it's so sad to say, but it's funny. Like Joe Brady just does not want fucking Darnold to throw the ball.
Nope.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why they use McCaffrey so much. But yeah, I mean Darnold's. I mean, yeah, that whole thing's done for. They're gonna let him go this next year.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they just draft a QB or get Watson, but I don't know, man. It's just weird. They're in a weird spot. I don't know.
And one last thing about the Panthers. The Panthers are literally one decent QB away from being a solid playoff team because of that defense.
Yes.
That defense is y'all can
too
say what
good.
you want. That defense is a top defense in the NFL by far. They're just good all around. And for a team that has a terrible offense and was on the field for that long to only put up as a defense themselves, they put up 17. Because the extra 7 points, that was a pick six. That's not defense. You know what I'm saying? But to only put up offense put up 17 points on you when your offense did absolutely nothing, that is, to me, is impressive.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about the Panthers. That's
I'm about
funny.
to just hit on all the small stuff that everybody, missed. So, Patriots, third straight win. Are they a team to look out
Very
for right
good
now?
football team.
And I was gonna bring that up too. Patriots is on the roll. They starting to look real good.
I think they
Very good football.
I think they are finally clicking as a team, and they're finally understanding what Bill Belichick wants from them. Mac Jones is looking like a dog.
Boom.
Let's be honest. Patriots have no notable talent at all. They have no outstanding, superstar, right?
That's crazy.
Let's say you give them one superstar receiver and or one superstar running back. That team elevates from being 5-4 to 7-2, I think. Because I think they beat Dallas easily. I think they beat Dallas, and I think they find another win from somewhere else. I think the Panthers offense, like y'all have said, and just going to harp on this, they have gone flat. They have gone cold. They don't know what they're doing. I think it's fun, and it's funny because, McCaffrey came back yesterday. He only had a total of 100 yards yesterday. I know that's I know it's funny to look at that and say that, wow, that's still a lot for a player to have on offense, right? But when McCaffrey's averaging 120, 150, 175 yards a game, that's notable. I think Sam Darnold threw 3 picks yesterday, and it's just getting bad. And it's causing the Panthers to go from bad to worse. And so I think is the Panthers season over? Yes. But
it's a really bad schedule. So.
But it's funny that they go from 3-0 to 4-5 right now. That's what they do.
And we have faith in them that they was not one of the worst 3-0 team too. So.
It was just a complete collapse of a team that I've seen in a long time. A complete collapse. Yeah. After McCaffrey went down.
A long time.
I do want to say something too.
That's what the Panthers do every year. They start off good and then they collapse. That happens every year.
Yep.
But y'all are saying
for the Patriots fans, all they had to do is just have trust in the process and Belichick,
Yeah.
Those two years they were still trying to build and trying to find that piece to replace Tom Brady. Now that they got Mac Jones, now they just, like you said, they just find a good receiver or running back to add to that offense, and they'll be back to how they used to be.
Honestly,
but hold on,
y'all say. Wait, what are you about to say?
I think I'm about to say the same thing you're about to say. I think us saying that they just. I personally don't think they need one. I'm just saying if they were if they were to have another one, because let's be real, the Patriots has never had outstanding weapons on offense or defense.
It was always Brady. Brady just made people look good.
On offense anyway. And they've always had just a really good defense. But I'm just saying, if they did get a notable talent, it would just put them levels above what they are now. But they can. I think this Patriots team, I don't think they can outsource and outbeat the Bills. But I do think. Well, actually,
no.
You don't think so?
No.
Even after yesterday?
No.
Why?
That was the Bills' one bad game.
The Bills, they had probably the worst
Josh
game
Allen
of the
game.
Oh,
that was a
lost by 3.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, man. It'll be close, But because look, you gotta remember, it is a division game. Bill Belichick has played the Bills 100 times in his career.
It'll be close.
Yeah, but just looking at it, I think the Patriots are a team to be afraid of. I think the Saints played them at a perfect time, so they have to lose. But I think Panthers season is over.
I think y'all need to do some offseason.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens to the quarterback position because y'all are saying that Sam's gone.
Gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone. I agree with them.
I'm not
do some offseason work.
I'm not surprised if they potentially start PJ Walker, which I know does nothing, but like.
I mean,
really?
I don't see that happening. I just see them riding it out, and then who knows? Sam Darnold might put up respectable numbers, and he could possibly get traded somewhere else. But I don't see them just switching going on to PJ Walker because Darnold could technically gain them some value if he puts up respectable numbers,
like backup numbers.
So I think those. Right. So I think he could do if he does does decent. Or goes back to how he was doing at the beginning of the season to finish it off, and then possibly they could trade him for something. But yeah, he's not the answer at all.
But what? Okay,
it was a good.
What caused Sam Darnold going from 3-0 to now 4-5? What clicked? What went away?
Yeah, I have a question for that too.
I believe defenses they watched film on him and saw what he did and didn't do. So. Yeah. That literally, they're just like, oh, well, he's not good at this type of coverage, so we're going to start running this a lot more. And then if you notice, he panics really quickly. Like, his first read's not there, he just runs right out the pocket. Or pressures in his face, he just runs out the pocket. And now and then the receivers, like the number one receiver isn't, like, in his line of view. So, to me, like, he's just not it at all.
Okay. All right.
Well, he's a bum.
He's a bum. Well, I mean, if y'all have anything else.
Nah, they pretty much everything for me.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't really know what else.
Oh, man. I listen, it's sad but very helpful to see the Panthers lose.
To the offseason, y'all go.
Yeah, but for the next game, we have Vikings versus the Ravens.
Lamar is that dude. That's all
I don't got nothing too much to say on that.
Lamar.
Oh, I do have something actually. So now I'm starting to lean on what y'all was saying, really, Davion, on Kirk Cousins. Oh. He's not that. He has all these good receivers, and he just don't use them at all.
He's a bum.
Like, I'm not gonna say he's a bad QB, but he's just not that good. For him to have those like receivers and like people on offense, and he just don't use them. Just I don't know.
I got a question, Freddie, for you.
Up?
You remember a couple weeks ago, you were talking about if we took one quarterback and moved it to a different team. I can't remember. You remember that?
Right. I vividly remember that.
Yes. If you moved Matt Ryan to the Vikings, are they good? Yeah, this is a question for everybody.
Still being the same prediction.
You as well, Matt. You can answer
it. It's tough because to me, I think Kirk Cousins and Matt Ryan they're very like
just the same.
Not similar play style, but like they're similar to me. Like,
yeah,
it's like
I think Matt Ryan's better.
It's just, but I just think when Matt Ryan is good, he's better than Kirk Cousins good. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
but like when Matt Ryan's bad, he's just bad.
He's Sam Darnold bad.
Yeah. Right. Well, I wouldn't say all that, but he's bad. Like, so that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's the same thing if you switch those two out. Like, it's the same. You're gonna get the same results.
Same results. Thank you.
Interesting. Well, let's talk about this game. Because you were saying that Lamar Jackson is that guy, huh, Freddie? Why? What do you mean by that?
He's that guy.
Lamar played like a high school QB to me.
Stop this.
He plays like a high school QB. Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Like watching him play just makes me cringe sometimes.
All right. Let me take it from here.
Go ahead.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting Lamar Jackson.
I like Lamar. He's just not a good QB. He's not that QB.
No, you can't say that anymore. For a guy that puts up the numbers he puts up, you can't say he's not a good QB.
Okay,
when there's other guys that can't even put up that are considered good QBs that don't even put up what Lamar Jackson is putting.
Like
up.
who? Like who? Give me an example.
I think he just put like another. Oh,
let me see. I'm trying to think. Like I can't.
Why you think about it? I'm gonna read out his stat line for this past week: 27 for 41, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
2 picks.
One pick was a dumb pick.
Let me finish. He was 21 carries, 120 yards as a quarterback.
He's gonna get some rushing yards now.
That's amazing, by the way.
That is.
No,
but
let's harp on. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
I think this team did look good. I think it's funny that the Ravens defense allowed the Vikings to put up 31 points. I think the Ravens defense is their downfall, and they're gonna have to expect Lamar to do everything in order to help them score. Just like I think Patrick Mahomes is the same way.
I was just about to compare him with Patrick Mahomes. That's what I kept saying. He's like Patrick Mahomes to me right now.
Yeah, and so I think that you need to just I don't know. It's very interesting watching these just dynamic of the Ravens because the Ravens they're 6-2, one of the better records in the league right now. But they're also one of the teams one of the better teams whose defense isn't that good. But yeah, that's what I got for that.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So you told me to think about it, right?
I did.
So I'm about to read you out some numbers. It's gonna be Lamar's numbers compared to a guy that everyone's been like, this guy is he's that guy.
You're not gonna tell me that guy.
Who's that? I want to know who that guy is.
Don't tell us. Just read the stats out so we can see if we can guess.
I know. I'm gonna read the stats. So I will say the guy that y'all say, but everyone's saying is that guy. He has slightly better numbers. It's not much. It's
probably
slightly.
Patrick Mahomes' watch.
So
I already know who it is.
Lamar has 13 touchdowns.
No, it's not.
To 7 interceptions, 96 QBR, and good quarterback rate. Yep. And then he's passing for 2,209 yards, right? And the guy that
how many picks?
Saying that guy 7 picks.
Okay.
7 picks. And then there's another guy. So this guy, he put up a 98 quarterback rating, which is higher than Lamar's. 6 interceptions, which is 1 less. 18 touchdowns, which is 2 more. There are 5 more. And then he has 2,350 yards passing. But
Derek Carr?
hold on. But even though this guy's numbers are slightly better than Lamar, but people always say Lamar is not a QB, but Lamar's numbers are just under this guy's numbers. And on top of Lamar, he also has that insane running upside. Can y'all guess what QB this is?
Kyler?
I'm going to guess.
It's not Kyler. Kyler got 17.
Justin Herbert.
Bingo.
Justin Herbert.
Right then and there.
I think Lamar's better than Justin, though.
No, don't do this. You said.
So now you want to say
yeah,
Lamar
don't do that.
Justin.
No, you said Herbert was better than Lamar.
You were just on a bandwagon of just Justin.
Exactly. Yo, yeah.
No, I wasn't. That was Davion.
Hey, man, don't do me like this. Okay. All right. So what's the point? What's your point that you're trying to make?
My point is that people say, "Oh, Lamar's not a QB," blah blah blah, but his numbers are basically almost similar to a quarterback that's supposedly the next best thing. Like, even though I like Justin Herbert,
okay,
and then on top of that, Lamar has that rushing upside as well. So
he got his hands down.
I personally don't think I've ever called Lamar. Well, okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I think recently I have said that I think Lamar has been performing better than he has at the quarterback position than he has in a little while. I think he has been progressing in that department, but I think he still makes those little flawed mistakes, if you know what I mean. But I do like Lamar as a quarterback. I think he is very complete, even with the rushing. Like no quarterback, unless you're like Kyler Murray are running for 120 yards a game. Like, right. And I think that you should add that and equate that to Lamar. Like, I think you should give him some brownie points for that as well. But yeah, I think Lamar is an interesting one when you look at it. I do think that.
Yes, and I'm telling y'all, like I will admit, like the seasons before, last season, Lamar he didn't really do that well throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the year before that, when he won MVP, he led the league in passing touchdowns.
Yes,
but this year, to me, he has made that next step with his passing and whatnot. And also, like, you got to cut him at least some slack. Like, yeah, he has Marquise Brown and he has Mark Andrews, but now they're finally getting him the talent at receiver that he needed.
Yeah,
and to me, we'll see. Like, and it will. To me, the biggest test will be in the playoffs. Like, I don't care about none of the regular season stuff. Like, even though like because he can wow you in the regular season. I just want to know what he could do in the playoffs.
I think in order for Lamar to take that next step into the playoffs, I think he needs to cut down on the turnovers in the playoffs. If he can be almost flawless, because I know people are going to make mistakes, and I know like in the playoffs they are the best teams, and so that's why I'm not going to say he needs to be perfect. But I do think if he can not fumble the ball, cannot throw a costly mistake, like a costly pick,
Careless.
And he can also, 60, let's say 50, 55% passing, like 250 at least, 3 touchdowns, like 2 touchdowns, something like that. Like with that stat line, I think like that will prove that he is a good, quarterback in this football league. But I think he just needs to prove to everybody else. I do think though, Vikings just are clowns. I don't know what they're doing. Like they've lost their last 2 games by like a couple points, like 4 points. I know they lost this one by 3, but I think the Vikings need to figure out what.
And it was up too.
Yeah, I think the Vikings need to figure out how to put games away. I think we all said that. What's their head coach's name? Zimmer. He's gone after the season.
Yeah.
I think he might be the problem. Also, I really don't like Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, they got to put games away. But yeah, Ravens are a team to fear in the playoffs with Lamar and company. But yeah, that's all I got on the Ravens for this game. Y'all have anything else?
Like you said earlier, the defense needs to step it up.
Yeah.
That's what's holding them back.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna move on to the Browns and the Bengals.
Game, everybody said Bengals was gonna win, and I said Browns.
Did I say Bengals?
I thought you was on my side with the Browns. What happened?
Bro, I don't know. I
said
don't know
Browns.
Oh, you did say Browns. Yeah, Matt did say Browns. I'm sorry.
I think it was 2-2. It was 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Okay.
was on the Browns.
I can admit that Baker, he is a lot. He's a better QB without Odell.
No.
Wait. Let's
disrespect to Odell. No disrespect. Odell is a very good, talented receiver, but Baker just doesn't know how to utilize his talents and whatnot.
Baker's not good.
And
let me. Wait, I think. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I can hear you.
So let me start real quick. I think the Browns' offense played so well is because their defense played some of the best football I've seen all season.
Right.
Easily, hands down, their defense played their best game yesterday against a very hot Bengals team. I think once the Browns established a play action with Nick Chubbs earlier in the game, it was over. So I do give Baker credit, but I give him maybe 15%. I don't give him any more than that. I think you give the defense 50. I think you give Nick Chubb 25, and then you can deal out the rest if you want. But I think once they established a play action early, Nick Chubb was averaging 10 yards per carry. Let that sink in. Like that's first down every time he gets the ball. So in my opinion, that makes Baker's job so much easier. He doesn't have to do much. He doesn't have to do much. And so like the entire Odell, is he better without Odell or is he not? I think this based off of this game, I think you can't really compare it because their run game was perfect. Their defense was perfect. And so all Baker needs to do is the bare minimum to be good, and he did. And so I think y'all saying that Baker is so good and hyping him up, I think it's half of it's a shadow of what we're seeing. But do I think they're going to be good without Baker? I mean without Odell? Yes. Listen, one of the first drives for the Bengals, it was a pick six that took the air out the stadium instantly.
Mm-hmm.
That gave that Browns team, some light. But yeah, defense won this game for the Browns, not Baker Mayfield, in my opinion.
That's a fact.
Right, but I will be honest with you. Like I do not like Baker Mayfield. Let's make that clear.
I know.
I'm pretty sure we all don't.
Yeah, we all don't. I don't think we all do.
But to me, I just feel like the reason why I think Baker in that offense is a better offense without Odell, because number one, I just didn't believe that Odell fit their scheme, and they always. And then I think Baker, he always had that pressure of, oh my God, I got to give this guy the ball. I got to give him the ball. I got to give him the ball. Now that pressure is off of him, and now they've got, okay, let me just turn around and give it to one of the best running backs in the league, 10 to 15 carries, and then you see what I'm saying? Like,
I get that.
Down 7-0 right at the gate. I feel like if they had Odell, that they would have still been trying to just pass the ball or feed him the ball or just keep being pass heavy when they know that Baker, when he's good, is when that run game is good. And then
that play action
is working. That's how Baker Mayfield is. That's how you get a good Baker Mayfield. You don't get a good Baker Mayfield where you're letting him pass the ball 30, 40 times in a game. Like, you're probably losing that football game if he's throwing the ball that much. Let's be honest. So I just feel like them not having Odell, and I want to get this off my chest too. I think Odell is great, and I'm not saying that like.
Whoa, GR great or good?
Great.
He's great. He's a great receiver.
Whatever.
It's just, and then a lot of people fail to realize Stefanski, the head coach for the Browns, is not the guy that traded for Odell. It was the coach before him. Yeah. So when Stefanski came in, and then Odell was there, Stefanski, everywhere he went, he was a run-heavy offensive coordinator. He liked to run the ball. And then you come to a situation where, they already have Odell, and so I guess I'm about to try to get him the ball, but that's not his scheme, and that's not how his offense works.
Yeah.
So to me, like, them not having Odell, I think it would have been a lot more ideal if they were able to trade him. That would have made more sense for them, so they could have at least got something for it. But them not having Odell, they're a better offense. It just works better, in my opinion.
I agree.
Freddie, you make a really good point there with this with Fancy. Like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I think the original question was, are the Browns better without him? Yes, because I think it takes the pressure off that team. It's like taking the air out of a balloon. It's like there's no tension. There's nothing stressful. It's easier to do your job, right?
Right.
But here's a quick question. Are the Bengals still a team to contend for the AFC Championship after losing 2 straight?
I don't know.
AFC Championship?
Maybe. No.
Wait.
No.
How about, let me rephrase that. Are they a team in the playoffs to be afraid of?
No.
It depends on who's playing them, in my opinion.
No.
Like, if it's Buffalo, nah. If let's say it's like, let's say if the Raiders are in the playoffs and they play the Raiders, then it's like, okay, they can win that game.
Maybe.
Or the Broncos, or possibly New England, and the Bengals, obviously.
All right, here's an easier question. Are the Bengals a threat after losing 2 straight?
I think they're still a threat.
I do too.
I don't.
It's just gonna let them. They're gonna realize, okay, we have got to play better. We lost to the Jets, and then we got beat up on by the Browns. We have to play better.
Yeah.
And they have on offense. They have the talent to play better.
Yeah, they do.
I
just
looked at something, and they have a top 5 rusher, or a top rusher in the league, a top receiver in the league, and a top passing a top QB in the league. So
for sure.
They can happen.
I think they're just in a dry spell right now. Their picks from Joe Burrow are just unlucky for him. They were drops that turned into pop-ups, or just they had a couple fumbles as well. I think just this team is just unlucky. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for the Browns. Matt, you got anything about this game?
Not really. I mean, y'all just basically all said it. So
Freddie said everything. I couldn't say one thing.
You just speaking fast.
I was gonna say that too. Like with the Browns, like they don't have to, like Baker don't have to throw it all the time because they have a good running core. Like they running, it's just so good for them and powerful for them. So all they have to do is run the ball.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that's about it for that game. We're gonna move on to the Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was funny. This is funny to me. This is like one of those games that. Oh, hello. This is one of the games that like a really good team came into the game saying, "Oh, this is a really bad team we're about to play," and they didn't show up. And so they lost, and that's how it is. I think Jacksonville capitalized on all of the Bills' turnovers on just and mistakes. They made sure that if the Bills were gonna like screw themselves over, that they weren't gonna like lose this game. I know Bills' defense didn't fold as well. I mean, only giving away 9 points, and that was what, three field goals as well. Like I don't think a single touchdown was scored in this game, was it?
No touchdowns. 3 field goals.
Pathetic. That's terrible. That's so bad. That is so bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, but like both of these offenses were terrible. I mean, of course, Jacksonville's offense is terrible, but Bills needs to do better at that. Now they're 5-3. But yeah, defense won this game, and Jacksonville just wanted it more at the end of the day for me.
Yeah, could we just point out that Josh Allen didn't do good?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did. Josh Allen on Jacksonville.
He showed great
too. Jacksonville. Oh, you funny.
Everything was just working for him. It's just funny. Like I kind of figured that would happen. Like everything was going to be good.
Yeah. I don't know. This game was just boring. Like no touchdowns.
It was so boring.
A total of what? 5 field goals. Really, y'all?
That's all it was.
And I remember I was watching it, and
you were watching this game.
Kicker, I had Josh Allen as my QB. Which he lost this week in fantasy, but we're not going to talk about that.
Man, Matthew Stafford got me.
I'll never forget that. Literally, Jacksonville, they kicked the field goal, missed. Bills got a penalty. They kicked the field goal again, and they missed again. Like, this is the most Jacksonville Jaguar football I've ever seen. Like, and I mean, if people were saying like, "Oh, are you worried about the Bills?" Like,
no,
I don't think so. They played the worst game of the season and lost by 3.
Yeah.
So
you would have thought before this game that it was snowing or like, something was wrong. Right. But it was sunny. It was great football weather, and both of these teams just played bad, which is terrible.
Jacksonville played good. But
did they? They didn't score a single. Their defense played good. Their offense didn't.
Their defense. I mean, they still had to put up 9 points against a really good defense. Like, I didn't think they would get to that point. Like,
the only reason they did that is so. I always gotta find a way. I'm not gonna do it.
I got something to say though.
Go ahead.
Your man Trevor Lawrence out.
Is he out? What was?
No, I think he's back.
He'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was 15 for 26 with 118 yards. Granted, they did play a really good Bills defense, but that's pretty bad.
And his starting running back was out.
It's been a couple of weeks since I've talked about Trevor Lawrence. I'm not going to start this week to go back to him because he's irrelevant. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. But, yeah, this game, I mean, there's not much to dwell on this game for. I'm done talking about it if y'all want to be done talking about it.
Yes,
it's just Josh Allen had a great game.
Yeah, Josh Allen on the
Jaguars
had a great game of his career almost. But next game we're gonna talk about is the Texans and the Dolphins. Another dumpster fire we can talk about.
Boo-boo!
10 turnovers in that game.
So there were 8. There were 8, and it's ridiculous. Like that's pathetic. That does not make sense to me. Both of these teams are terrible. Both of these quarterbacks are bad. Like nothing was good. I don't think you take anything good away from either of these teams. Like both of these, if I'm head coach, both of these teams are running. They're both running all week. Like I don't understand.
It just seemed like they were fighting for whoever won that first pick.
Yeah,
and they're just like, oh. So they just showed they're both like in the conversation for the worst teams in the league.
I mean, but what does Houston? Okay, it's funny you said that. What does Houston get? Like they draft a quarterback with the first pick? Like, what do they get?
They'll draft the defensive end from Oregon.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first pick because this is a weak QB class. So
yeah, only person coming out is Sam. Will Sam start?
Sam.
How?
Sam.
How?
Sam. I think he'll be a second or third round pick.
Ooh.
He slipped, and it's a weak quarterback class. So
I would love for the Saints to pick up Sam. I think.
I mean, I could see it. You know, if he's there in the late first round, why not pull the trigger unless there's somebody better there?
I guess. But yeah, that's how we got some constructive talk.
Are we still talking about the Texans and Dolphins?
Yeah, we gotta be constructive about this.
This is what I thought about the game.
Go ahead.
Like
them in the Bills game.
He dropped the crickets.
Was not good.
I don't understand how like there's 8 turnovers in one game, y'all. Like what?
It's been like a lot of defensive game this season. Like
this is a boring game. This week was just a rough one. This is a rough week in the NFL for everybody. There's even like with the Dolphins, it's like Jacoby Brissett. He's just not good. I thought he was good, like because he played decent in Indianapolis. He's just not good. Bless you.
Thank you.
He just hooked up a tornado, didn't he?
Man, I think I'm coming down with something.
Okay, all right. Moving on to the next to the next game. Hopefully, a more insightful one to talk about. What is it? The Raiders and the Giants.
I didn't even watch that game.
Goes to crickets again.
It's just the Raiders. They're playing with a whole bunch of.
I did say the Giants was going to win, though.
The Giants, yeah, but it's just they have a lot going on. Like if they keep winning, and if they at least make it to the playoffs, to me that's impressive. Your head coach gets fired for all that stuff. Then you got Henry Ruggs
for all that stuff.
And then the crazy thing that blew my mind.
Did you see? I think about this.
After the Henry Ruggs situation, days after it, their other first-round pick was involved with a hit and run, and he was posting on social media threatening about killing somebody or something. And they had, in the span of a week, they released their 2 first-round picks in the span of 2 seasons. They had to release both of them, and that was their 2 first-round picks in 2019. And in that draft class, they only had, and I think their top. I read something. The top 5 picks that they've drafted, only like 1 or
has played more than 10 snaps, right?
Or they're still on the team.
Yeah, because Ruggs is gone. That guy that you just mentioned is gone. They traded away like 2 people without even giving them 1 snap.
Right.
And they were, and one was released.
Brian Edwards is still there, but he didn't even have a catch last game. So.
Yeah, it's like they just got them on one of the most unlucky 2020 like hiccups. It's like COVID came around and was like, "Hey, we got something else for you." 2020 came around and was like, "Hey, here you go. Say goodbye." I just don't understand. Like, but Raiders. I mean, like you said, like if they make it to the playoffs, I think you have to give big props for that. Without having a full-time head coach and all the off-field antics going on. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, the Giants, man, They're trying to battle the Cowboys for that playoff spot, I guess. Daniel Jones.
They can sneak in that last seed because Atlanta has it right now, and Atlanta is not good. Like,
nope.
I just don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I don't know. Daniel Jones, 15 for 20 on only 110 yards. What is that about? What?
He didn't have to do much. There was a pick-six. The running game, I think, was working.
Yeah, 21 carries for Booker.
Yeah.
So
they're just trying to get home fast. They were over it. It was funny though, man. I don't know. These two teams are like on the brink of saying, yeah, let's just hang it up for this season. Both of these teams are battled with like injuries and problems off the field, and so unlucky for both of them. Hopefully, they can figure a way to come back next season and do it all over again. But the next game we're going to talk about the Chargers and the Eagles. I guess I'll start because I just get dragged for being on Herbert a lot, so I'll just start talking about Justin Herbert. My boy didn't have a terrible game. He looked really good, actually. 32 for 38, 356 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those are a great stat line, are they not?
Against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles? Right. Thank you. Against the Eagles?
Hey. Is it not still a great stat? Come on now.
That is a really good.
That's a great stat line, man.
That's a great game from Justin.
Listen, y'all don't sit here and disrespect that man. I just told y'all. Like, that's 84% for passing more than 35 times. Like, that's dope.
I read something where against zone coverage, he went like 100%.
Oh, really? That's really impressive. I mean, listen, their defense needs to be like that. Their defense is the problem. I think you blame the Chargers' problem on head coaching.
No, not at all. It's their run defense is horrible.
Your run defense been horrible for like the past.
The Eagles ran 40 times.
Oh yeah,
and they kept it close.
You know what's funny is that at the beginning of the season, like week 3, I said that the Eagles were like just running the ball away from being decent, and I look at them. They're running the ball.
Good, though.
No, they're decent though. I would say decent. What we call the Eagles, decent or bad?
Bad. I was more bad. Like, yeah, they were like I don't know. The past 3 games for the Chargers, to me, it's just made me question how good are they? How truly good are they? Because they lost. They got whooped by
Ravens. Yeah.
And then who they play last week?
The Patriots, and they lost
Patriots. They looked bad, and Herbert didn't look good. And then you got the Eagles that you're in like a tie ball game with. It had to win on a last-second field goal. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think a lot of it has to do with that the run defense is bad and they don't run the ball at all.
All right, okay. How about this? Because I know I am on the Justin Herbert train, but I have a take. I don't think that this is a season for the Chargers. I think they are a season out from being good. I think they need to figure out what we need to do to be good, like we were, week 1, week 2, and week 3-ish. But I do think this. I don't think they will be that good as people are saying they will this season. So, I'm not delusional. I'm very, realistic, logistical.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I was just saying, because y'all trashed me 30 minutes ago about Justin Herbert. I know they're playing bad. He still does a great job, though. He's still really good at his job, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I got on that game. If y'all got anything else on the Eagles? Are the Eagles the worst in that division?
Washington.
What? Ooh, yeah. What are they doing, man? Like,
don't have a QB and the defense looks terrible.
But how? How can you have that big of a downfall, man? They're projected to be one of the best in the league. I don't know.
They're in a bye week, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm very excited for this next game. Moving on. We have the Packers and the Chiefs.
I'm not.
So let me talk. I think it is hilarious to me that the Chiefs won this game. Granted, it was in Arrowhead. Chiefs have been a shell of themselves, to say the least, this season. Being 5-4, I think the Packers' defense, which was still on the field, played well. I mean, holding the Chiefs to 13 points, good for them, I guess. But for this Packers offense to not score more than 7 points, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
And I blame everybody but Jordan Love.
I blame Jordan Love. Get out of here. That's cap.
I blame Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, facts.
Rodgers too, but I really blame Jordan Love, though.
No, you don't blame Jordan Love for that.
Yeah, I do blame him.
That is Jordan Love's first start.
Exactly.
In one of the most hostile environments in the NFL. Like, how do you expect him to be good?
It's one of the hardest stadiums to play at.
That's a hard place to play.
Yep.
If Rodgers was there, would have 30 points.
Because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Because Rodgers have played in that stadium before. Mason Crosby missed 2 kicks. Mason Crosby missed 2 kicks.
Don't get me wrong. Mason too, because Mason missed kicks.
Yeah, he missed one and one got blocked.
Yeah.
So that's 6 points that you left on the table. But you can't sit there and blame a rookie who hasn't been on the field not one time this season, and first game is to play in Arrowhead. Come on now.
You can't expect.
Can't expect that man to be.
That it was 13-7. That's what impressed me. But
yeah.
I want to see better though.
You want to see better? Make sure you're mine. I'm not gonna do it.
Too, so I'm mad at Rodgers too.
I think he needs to know better.
He would have been undefeated. Oh my lord, I'm so mad.
How would you? How? You lost to the Saints. You lost to the Saints.
Not undefeated. I'm talking about our streak. Our streak is ruined now.
Are we crazy? Did he forget about the Saints game?
That does not matter.
Y'all was one game. What are y'all doing? Come on now.
Anyway,
you bring about the Saints game all the time, but look at your team. Come on now.
The Saints beat the Packers. The Saints beat the Packers. Remember that.
Y'all lost to the Falcons. Y'all lost to the Panthers.
And you lost to the Saints.
And y'all lost to the Giants. Y'all lost to 3 trash teams.
And you lost to the Saints. You lost to the Saints.
And y'all lost to 3 trash teams.
Who'd you lose to? Who'd you lose to?
We only lost to the Chiefs. We lost to good teams.
Exactly. Saints. Saints and the Chiefs. You lost to good teams.
No.
Okay, end the story. Okay, I got a question. Should I pick up Teddy, Bridgewater, or Ben Roethlisberger in fantasy?
We're not doing this.
Need one.
What else on this game? Is there anything else, Freddie? What do you have?
On to the next game because I don't got nothing much to say. Boom.
I mean, there's nothing to worry about Jordan Love. Like, he's still, technically speaking, game-wise, he's on a rookie level. Like, 2 games in his whole career, and he played decent. I'll give him that. Decent. But
he's gonna play again next week, isn't he?
He might actually.
He might.
Yeah.
I'm about to say Rodgers not clear yet.
Because Rodgers isn't allowed back until
14.
Saturday.
He has 14 days.
I was gonna say he's not clear yet, so no.
Okay, question. Do we think that Jordan Love, like, is there potential for him to be really good?
With Rodgers,
not with the Packers.
Wait, what you mean with Rodgers?
Having him as a mentor, hopefully.
Oh, yes, I get that. Okay.
I mean, we don't know. It's so early, and who knows when Rodgers is done.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I don't think you blame it on the kid.
No.
It was his first game in the terrible hostile environment. He did make some really good throws. Let's just be real. He looked decent. But I don't think you slight him for the entire thing.
Some throws is bad. I watched that game. Someone's overthrowing.
Here we go. He's just gonna it's nitpick for everything, man. I bet you Rodgers will make those same throws.
We should have lost.
I mean, out of all the
never lost. Chiefs are bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Chiefs is not how they used to be. Chiefs. We stopped the Chiefs from. We left them on 13 for like that whole second half.
But I will say, bro, all that anger you have on Jordan Love, put that on Aaron Rodgers for the.
It is on Aaron Rodgers, but they're both taking the heat too. They're both taking the heat.
No, you're not giving Aaron Rodgers any heat though. You're literally dragging Jordan Love to the dirt for no reason.
No, it's for a reason. It's for a reason.
He got drugged.
All the blame on Rodgers. Jordan Love got put in a bad spot at the worst time possible.
Against the Chiefs, exactly.
It's not like Love had like weeks to prepare. Like, okay, I'm about to start.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like literally, they're like, okay, Rodgers has COVID. You're in now. Like on Monday.
Monday or Tuesday, we're like, all right, this is a problem. So you are going to be playing. And it's like,
right.
That's a lot of pressure to give a kid in the NFL rookie.
And yeah, you have because like there's such high expectations because Rodgers is so good, but it's like, bro, there's like no one that's like Rodgers. So like, why?
I mean, and you know why those expectations are so hard as well, because he was drafted for Rodgers' replacement. So everyone's coming into this game expecting him to be like great already, but that's unfair. But that's unfair.
It's not unfair.
How?
Listen to Rodgers and drop to somebody that we needed, and that's what we wanted. Then we would never even have to worry about this. But no, they want.
Okay. You say that. Okay. Watch this. So if Rodgers went down with COVID this week and he's out for 2 weeks, who's your backup? Case Keenum? Come on, man.
Wait. Last year, who we had? We had Mason. No, not Mason. What was his name? Watkins, something. Whatever his name was. Then we also had what's that white boy name we had too? Oh gosh.
The same result. Listen, the same result. It would have been the same result last night. It would have been the same result. Yes or no? So you're saying they would have won?
Probably would have won. Yes.
I'm done with this conversation. You are delusional. You're so delusional. You're an idiot. You're worse than Flight. I'm done talking to you. I'm done. There's no way I'm sitting here listening to this crap. There's no way. You're delusional. Yes, you are. The next game we're going to move on to talk about is the Cardinals and the 49ers because I'm done with that. Next, the 49ers and the Packers. 49ers and the Cardinals. Kyler didn't play. But
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. Listen, I do think, Colt McCoy had a good game, too. 22 for 26.
Jimmy was going to have a good game, too.
He was scrambling, too.
He said Jimmy was going to have a good game, and he did. So
what? But listen, the 49ers, their defense isn't playing to their potential. And because they're banged up for one. Richard Sherman's there, isn't he?
No, it's
No, who is it?
Norman.
Yeah, that clown.
So he's on starting one of your corners. In this day and time, you're in trouble.
Yep. It's like what's the kid, Eli Apple for the Saints last season, but he's playing really well for the Bengals though.
No, he's not.
He got beat.
Did he?
On a 60-yard touchdown.
I saw he played well last week.
Good.
Well, believe me, he was on the Saints for a season. I know he's never been good.
And he was on the Panthers, and he was even worse.
He didn't even play. I don't even think he played.
Yeah, no, because he left the Saints and went straight to y'all and didn't play a single snap. That's terrible. Yeah. Yeah, but does this show that last week against the Packers was just a gimme? Was this a fluke for the Cardinals?
For the Cardinals? No, it wasn't. Like, the Cardinals are a good football team.
So, yes.
They also play the 49ers, too.
Wait, yes.
The Niners are not good. They're not that good.
They also play the 49ers, so.
It's a division game. I wouldn't say they just played the 49ers. I think you still got to hold them with a standard
division game, right?
No.
Hey, but James Conner had a hell of a game though too.
Yeah, he's really stepped up after losing Pittsburgh.
Division game. They beat the 49ers twice.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I think he's okay. Yes. I think he stepped up big time for the Cardinals.
Dude, he's always been good. He was just Mr. Glass, and I just think him being on the Cardinals was just a perfect situation because they had a running back as well. Now they only need him to really start like true for like 3 games instead of him being a true workhorse.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Like, I think he couldn't. His body just wore out earlier than it needed to. And we all know at that position as a halfback, it's rough. Like they what 3 seasons, 3 good seasons? Are we saying for the injury
4,
start? 3, 4,
unless you're Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Yeah, but
yeah, running back because they take all them hits and stuff. So
yeah.
But it's good to see him doing really well for Arizona, and hopefully. Agreed. And I always thought he was a running back. He was just very injury prone.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good to see that team win again. It shows that like last week they just didn't plan well and they just got a little unlucky. But yeah, 49ers. I think their season's over.
Yep.
It's hard to really pinpoint what it is, though, man. Like. Yep. George Kittle's back though. He had a really good game.
He had a really good game.
Yeah.
It cost me fantasy because I was playing Kittle, but we're just not going to talk about that. But it's just, I think the biggest concern for the 49ers is the secondary. Like they like I hinted on earlier, like me and you talked about. Josh Norman is one of your starting corners. That is a problem. Like how can you get back to that outstanding defense you had a couple seasons ago when you have Josh Norman as one of your corners? Like, to me, that's a problem, and that's definitely something their secondary is something they need to address in the offseason, as well as like that's really it.
Because, is that what you draft? You draft the corner first round?
It's hard to me drafting a corner. If in order to draft one, he has to be like a steal at your position, at your what pick you have, because there's a lot of corners that you draft in the first round that are bust. Let's be real. I think
like Eli Apple.
Eli Apple, I remember watching him coming out. I thought he was going to be the next shutdown corner, and no. So. Basically, I think free agency or trading, that's definitely something they're going to have to pay attention to get like a good, solid corner for them. Because that's secondary. That's what's killing them.
I agree. I agree. I think that, like you said, like, their pass rush is good. You got Nick Bosa leading the pack, but they just can't get anything done with stopping the ball through the air. And their offense, I don't know, man. What's up with the offense? Like,
Garoppolo did good.
I think it was a bad game. It was a bad game, and I wouldn't say Garoppolo did good. He made a few questionable throws and stuff like when I was watching, but they have a good offense. They have good receivers, a good tight end, a pretty good offensive line, great run game. Just to me, the secondary is what needs to be addressed.
They're just missing those final pieces to be put together. Like you know how like the Patriots are now a team. I think they're just missing that part of their aspect. The pick that Garoppolo threw as well was just bad. He just threw it into traffic. So just unlucky.
They still have a chance. They still have a chance to sneak in that 8th spot. It's like I said, it's Atlanta that's in the 8th spot. So.
That A spot is going to be up for grabs until week 18, in my opinion. But yeah, man, we're going to move on to one of the second to the last games: Tennessee Titans versus the Rams. Ooh, this was
another upset.
This one hurt. This one hurt.
Tennessee's a good football team, man.
That was the question I had. Are they a good football team?
Yes, hands down. Yes, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
that defense.
They beat the Rams without Derrick Henry. They're a good football team.
That defense is unstoppable.
Yeah.
They
played like contenders and they beat them.
Yeah.
You think they played Buffalo, then they played the Rams, and then they played somebody else too that was pretty good.
The Chiefs.
Chiefs, like all those teams, they beat them and they looked like the better team.
Yeah.
And a lot of people going into it were like, "Oh, the team they're playing is better, and it's gonna like they were the underdogs."
Yeah.
And they're coming out looking like they look to me like they're the team to beat in the AFC at this moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing they don't need Derrick. They don't. It's not. Then they're showing it's not just the Derrick Henry show. They can make what they have work.
They also have receivers too that people don't understand.
I mean, Ryan Tannehill is playing almost lights out. I mean, he's playing. Then he. I think Miami gave up on him too fast. Remember, he was at Miami, and they gave up on him. And it's so. And it's
if he stayed in Miami. He would have been
bad.
worse.
Yeah, agreed. It's just so funny seeing how, coaching, building a team can change a player so much. Because now he's on the 7-2 Tennessee Titans team, playing. Let's be real, he's playing pretty well right now, and like they're just playing. They're playing really good football. Tennessee Titans is. I think they could be a contending team, man. I think they could beat somebody out of the. They could do it. Because who right now the playoff picture? Who do they have to play?
I mean,
I think the first
Jaguars,
round
Houston.
they play.
Wait, no, Matt.
Like,
you're talking
in
about
playoffs.
Sorry.
See, Jackson.
I thought you were talking about just their schedule.
I
mean, so Baltimore.
Those are between Baltimore.
It's
Baltimore, Cleveland.
I think they'll beat Cleveland.
I think they can beat Cleveland. I don't know about Baltimore.
Baltimore, it's iffy, but if they have Derrick Henry, they can win that game.
I think without Derrick Henry, they can beat Buffalo. I mean, I think Tennessee can
beat Buffalo.
I think they can beat. No, I don't think they can beat Buffalo. I think they can beat the Ravens though. Because what were we just talking about? We were just talking about what for the Ravens, their defense. And so I think Tennessee's defense can limit the Ravens' offense just like they did the Rams last night. And so I think if they limit the Rams like that, then they can limit the Ravens. And I think their offense can beat that Ravens defense as well.
Well, the only thing is when they play the Ravens, I think it's crucial if they have Derrick Henry when they play the Ravens because now the Ravens know that they don't have one of the best. They don't have a really good defense.
Yeah.
So now all they know is like, okay, let's try to scheme and make them beat us with Adrian Peterson and their whole running back crew to beat us in that game because they're going to try to lock down those receivers and make them beat them with the run game. But if they have Derrick Henry, I think it's over. Not even close on that defense.
Man, it's crazy to sit here and think that the Chiefs are not in the playoffs as we speak. And that the Tennessee Titans are number one in the AFC.
I don't know, maybe.
Man,
maybe.
that's
still stick on Chiefs. Might not make it.
That's crazy.
I think.
But yeah, moving on to the last game of week 3, we're going to talk about the Bears and the Steelers. This game was pretty interesting.
Crazy. This game cost you your loss.
How Bears
Bears versus the refs.
Yeah, exactly, right? Bears probably should have
penalties on Chicago.
That's just that's
awful.
I think these penalties. It's
it's
funny. It's like the NBA, like you see, what's so drastic about like the NFL and the NBA. It's like the NBA has done things to limit or calm down on penalties and stuff, and they listen to the organizations when they say there's some problems. But the NFL doesn't care. Like some of those taunting penalties that the Bears got last night was ridiculous. Like there was one late I know I saw, which was ridiculous.
I mean, even the ref hip checked the dude.
Yeah, there's a roughing the passer that didn't get called for Justin Fields like late, and there was just a lot of things that shouldn't happen in a football game. You know, that should be called fairly. They finally got Allen Robinson going a little bit last night, not much.
Yeah, he looked decent. He looked good.
Big Ben, man. 21 for 30, 205, 2 tubs. What is he, 15 again?
Man. No. I some Pittsburgh Steelers when they get to the playoffs, like what happened last year.
First round.
The team they go against is they're going to be doing what we do on when we watch playoff games, watching the games after the first game. They're going to go home because
they go home.
They don't like and they don't like on their offense. I was watching them. There is nothing that I can say that they do that they're really good at on offense.
Agreed.
There's nothing. Like their passing game is piss poor. Their running, like you thought their running game was going to be good, but like literally the offensive line is so bad you can't even get Najee Harris going, and he is a very good talent. And even though they snuck out and stole a win from the Bears when the Bears clearly should have won that game.
Yeah.
And it just shows that they can't compete with any of the AFC teams, even though they beat the Bills. But I know the next time they play the Bills in the playoffs, it's going to be a different story. Like, and then and to me, like, I don't even see, like, in the AFC, like, the playoff picture, I just don't see them beating any team. Like, possibly Cleveland, because Cleveland, for some reason, they just always want to lose to the Steelers, even when they have a better team. It's just hard. It's just hard, man. The Steelers are just not good this year, and they haven't been for like a couple years now.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You don't got anything to say about Justin Fields? You know that's
your boy, isn't it? That's your boy.
He looked good. He looked good.
He looked okay.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Matt? He need a coach.
He needs a coach.
Yeah, he does.
He was able. He managed to look pretty. He looked good, in my opinion.
He actually did.
Yeah.
Even with Matt Nagy as his head coach, that says a lot. But he's gonna be good. Like, you know, give him a few years. Once Nagy's out of there, get him some more weapons. He'll be something. He'll be something scary.
Yeah. Well, that's it, man. What, you got something else?
I was just gonna say, I definitely think he's not the worst QB out of the class. Definitely.
No, I thought he was gonna be the best in this class.
Who was the worst?
Trevor was the worst.
Trevor?
No.
I think Zach
Wilson.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Ooh, Zach Wilson.
I think Zach Wilson was going to be worse.
Looked better than him. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Got a point.
But I don't think he's going to be a bust, but it's just he just doesn't look as good as the other guys have looked.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that's it for week 9. We're gonna move into predicting week 10. I'll let Elijah have. I know Elijah has to tell us about how we did. So go ahead.
So about predictions, so you know, Davion, he's not number 1. He dropped. The number 1 person now is me. I got 55-32.
I'm trying to be cheating, man.
Davion is second, 53-35. Matt is 51-36, and Freddie is 41-44. So now Freddie's in the negative.
There's some conspiracy going on here. There's some conspiracy. There's
Hear
no
me
way
out.
on this planet. Wait, where's Freddie?
I could name the games you lost.
Hear me out, man.
Freddie's what?
Hear me out. Remember last week on the podcast, y'all go listen back to it.
Uh-oh.
Remember I said Jacksonville's going to beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, but then I changed my pick in the last second because I was like, bro, it's the Bills.
Exactly. I can name everybody who they chose. I mean, what game they lost.
No. I know I lost a good amount.
Yeah, you lost Cowboys, Jets, Saints, Panthers, Bengals, Bills, Raiders, Packers, 49ers, Rams.
I went 5-9. I know I went 5-9.
Davion, you lost Cowboys, Jets, Saints, Bengals, Bills, Dolphins, Raiders, Packers, Rams.
What did I lose?
Matt lost Cowboys, Saints, Bengals, Bills, Raiders, Packers, Rams.
So I must have got the Chiefs and the Chargers, and that's probably it.
No, you want 4 games.
4. So Chiefs. No, I did the Chiefs, Chargers. Was it the Saints? Did I pick the Saints?
No, you lost. You said Saints. So no, it's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. No, I don't know what you want. I know
Pittsburgh.
I gotta look at it again.
I think I did Pittsburgh. So I know I picked the Chargers over the Eagles, the Chiefs over the Packers, probably Pittsburgh against the Bears, and then I think the Dolphins against Miami.
Packers. You said Packers.
I said Packers. What was
we
I
all
doing?
said Packers.
Oh, that's because Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, before Aaron Rodgers, we all said Packers.
Okay.
All right.
What's this week? Yeah.
Right.
Well, this week, the teams that have bye weeks: Bears, Bengals, Texans, Giants. So first game on Thursday night: Dolphins, Ravens.
Ravens.
Dolphins.
Ravens. I got Ravens as well. Next game: Bills, Jets.
Bills. But Josh Allen will struggle. That's my bold prediction.
Oh, wow. I have the
He will
Bills.
struggle again.
I think he goes off. He has to.
Let's hope he has a great game.
Oh, I hope so too. But
Hopefully.
Yeah. Elijah?
The Bills.
Buccaneers, Washington. I didn't hear you.
Bucks.
Next game, Falcons, Cowboys. Ooh.
Falcons, Cowboys, definitely the Cowboys.
Falcons about that.
I'll go Cowboys.
I'll go Cowboys.
I'm gonna go Atlanta.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm kidding.
Why'd
I go Atlanta? That's dumb.
I can't wait for this next game.
Saints, Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I got Tennessee as well. Jacksonville, Colts.
Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Colts. These are all overdogs. This is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Lions, Steelers.
Lions gonna be 0-9.
No, I can't anymore with Detroit.
Yeah, no,
Detroit.
They're
I
done.
got my money on
They
Detroit.
done for.
Tell them to bring me. Wait, what?
He's got Detroit.
Got Detroit. Good luck.
Detroit.
I'll go.
Like, hear me out. Detroit.
Good luck.
What?
Bro, hear me out. I think Pittsburgh is not a good football team. They showed me that yesterday.
Okay, and Philly wasn't, and they lost by 40.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know,
I gotta
man.
go Pittsburgh.
I feel like Detroit, they came into the bye week. They're like, listen, we have to do something. We got to at least get one done.
Freddie. Stop your trolling and choose the Steelers.
Bro, I'm for real. I got the Lions.
All right.
I'm
You're
gonna
already negative anyway, so it don't matter.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
I said Pittsburgh, right? I said Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I got 2 upsets this week.
Browns, Patriots.
It can go either way,
That's a
but
good
Patriots
one.
been looking good, so I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
We in the doghouse. I'm gonna go Cleveland.
It's gonna be tough.
We in the doghouse. You're hilarious. I'm going. I'm 100% going with the Patriots.
Oh, Patriots, thank you.
Who would have thought?
Freddie,
Matt,
Freddie, go with the Browns with me.
But I can't go with the Browns.
Come on.
I can't.
Do I want the Browns or the Patriots? It's so hard because I'm gonna go with the Browns. I think they're gonna keep their defense is gonna play pretty good again this week.
Yeah, I'm going Browns. Mm-hmm.
I'm switching. I got Browns. You on your own, Davion.
Hear that? I'm fine with that. I'm completely happy with that. I'm 100%. I'm a ride or die Patriots fan. Whoa, wait a minute. No, I'm kidding. But I do think Patriots will win. Next game, Vikings, Chargers.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Is it?
Minnesota.
Wait.
Why? Oh, why? I know why. I got a reason why it could be a tough one. What do you mean?
Why Minnesota? I think they have a better defense.
I know that's exactly why.
I'm about to say Vikings due to that. Yeah.
I got Chargers.
And they got Dalvin Cook. So yeah, Vikings. I got Vikings.
I got Chargers.
I'm of course Chargers. What is that even a debate? No,
2 Vikings, 2 Chargers. Cool.
I do think the Vikings will put a fight up because of their offense. Well, no, Chargers will win. Panthers, Cardinals,
Arizona.
Cardinals.
What?
Arizona.
You said who?
Freddie said
Panthers, Arizona?
Yeah.
Let's say Panthers, Freddie.
Oh, we got Arizona on that.
Okay. Okay.
I
Arizona.
ain't bet them no more. They suck. Actually, you know what? Where's it
Yes,
at?
I
Is
don't
it in
think it
Arizona?
matters.
It's in Arizona.
It still
Is
doesn't matter. It's the
Kyler Murray,
Cardinals,
is
y'all.
Kyler Murray
Come on
playing?
now.
I don't think it matters,
Arizona.
honestly.
Is
It really
Kyler
don't.
Murray playing?
I don't think it matters.
But here's the thing.
Oh,
The
boy.
only reason it matters is if Kyler Murray plays, that's 100% the Cardinals. But if Colt McCoy plays against that good Panthers defense, I don't know, man. I smell
Let's say
upset.
Panthers.
I'm still going Arizona because that offense is so bad and it's not going to do anything.
Exactly.
I got Carolina as well. I mean, Arizona as well.
Oh,
It starts with a C. I looked at C. I'm
I got
sorry.
Carolina.
Ooh.
All right, Freddie.
enjoy yourself.
CMC's back. All you
He
gotta
said,
say is
"Enjoy
give him
yourself."
the ball. All you gotta say is give him the ball. Give CMC the rock back.
Mm-hmm. That's game.
Eagles, Broncos as well.
Eagles, Broncos.
Are you serious?
Wait.
You literally just tripped about how the Eagles were good for the past 45 minutes. I mean, the Broncos were good for like 15 minutes. Come on now.
Broncos.
Philly.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Okay.
That's interesting. I would never say that. But
Yeah.
Freddie, you said Eagles, right? I mean Broncos, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next game. Packers, Seahawks.
If Rodgers not back,
Seahawks coming up a bye.
I got Seahawks. If Rodgers
Oh,
not
so
playing.
Seahawks coming up a bye and Wilson is back next week as well.
So I got Seahawks.
I'm going to go Green Bay
I'm gonna wait till the end.
because Seattle has one of the worst defenses I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
For one, hold on. Who's home? Are we?
It's
I think
in Green Bay.
Oh, then never
Yeah,
mind.
Green
Packers.
Bay.
I'm
Green Bay.
sorry. I thought we was in Seattle home. That's why I was saying Seattle. Nope, Packers.
Packers.
Green Bay. Next game. Raiders, Chiefs. It's gonna be a good one.
Raiders lost a lot of people, and I'm going with the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Raiders.
Ooh. Chiefs. Last game of week 10. Rams, 49ers.
Rams.
Rams.
Rams and the 49ers. Rams.
Cooper Kupp will have 200 yards.
If he does, I'll buy all of us in here a Christmas present. How about that?
What happened?
Let's go.
If he has 200 yards next game, Cooper Kupp, I will buy everyone in here a Christmas present.
Fuck.
Okay.
Excuse my language, but no, he's not having 200 yards.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, man. That second, if Josh Norman's on him, just
If Josh Norman's on him, that's hysterical.
You stupid.
Oh, man.
I say 100. How about 100?
He'll give you 150. He'll give 150.
I about to say, how about 150 yards?
I got Rams as well. I think we all said Rams, right?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, man, that is it. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. I want to thank everybody for listening. If you got this far, I want to thank everybody for checking out the video. It's been a good one. Oh man, thank y'all for listening, for coming on as well. Freddie, Matt, Elijah, appreciate y'all. But yeah, of course. Anything else y'all want to say?
Nah, just an upset week for everybody.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, man, I enjoy my Tuesdays. Yeah, if you're listening, we'll be back same time, same place Tuesday at approximately 7:00. Yeah, appreciate it. I have been your host, Davion.
I've been Eli.
I'm Freddie.
And I'm Matt.
And this has been the postgame.